Hello to the people who just started watching in the VOD. You missed some messing around in Victoria 2 while we determined that the UI was unreadable at this resolution. That's absolutely fine, though. So we've swapped over to Stellaris here and make it a lively galaxy. Well, I mean, sure. That would be the goal, ideally. But really, what kind of origin would you guys want to see? There are some new origins that we... Oh yeah, this is because of the UI scaling. We can't actually scroll down this way. I have to use the mouse wheel. So there are some new ones that we haven't looked at here. There's progenitor hives. We did look at subterranean in the previous one. Peaceful necrophage. Peaceful necrophage, huh? I don't know about that. That's a spicy one. That is absolutely spicy. Guaranteed habitable planets are instead primitive civilizations. Hilarious. Military? Yeah, I mean, I don't usually play too militaristic, generally. That might be something that I could try to do. We could try to do, like, an Imperial fiefdom. Fiefdom, I think it's pronounced. Of course, clone army with the necrophages. Yeah, hilarious. Or actually, no, clone army right here. Yeah. A species of short-lived and infertile soldier clones, exceptionally proficient in matters of war, left masterless and alone to question their engineered purpose and uncertain fate. Hive? The progenitor hive, I'm assuming. I don't think there's a regular hive. Yeah. Hive could be interesting. Has gained evolutionary advantage through semi-independent leaders. These offspring greatly improve overall proficiency, though they require constant oversight. Yeah, I mean, it gives us special offspring leaders, replaces spawning pools with offspring nests, which spawning pools would grant a defensive army and improvements to menial drones. That's pretty okay, considering how much I don't like doing fortresses. So, yeah, that's a thing that we could do. However, that offspring ship is something I've not usually had to deal with, shall we say. Fleets without an offspring ship suffer from minus 50% to sublight speed, evasion, ship fire rate, and accuracy. That is insane. Absolutely wild. Hive that eats the galaxy. I mean, we could go for that, for sure. It would definitely be interesting. We are required to have the hive mind authority with this. So we could do that. I think that's an interesting idea for sure. Requiring that ship does mean that fleets are basically dead if you lose that ship. And I wonder how many per fleet you can have, if there's a limit to that. That would be an interesting thing to know. So as far as our appearance goes, we probably don't want to be humanoid, although we could kind of go like Borg-like if we wanted to do that. That's a thing that we could do. But I don't think that we'll do that necessarily. We could go, if we're Hive, we're probably not machines. We could go for like, I don't know, mushrooms? That'd be kind of funny. Bird hives, that's a little weird. Plant hives, rock hives. Yeah, we could go for Necroid, though. Necroid hives could be very interesting as well. So we're like undead zombies. That could be cool. This isn't like a slug. An undead zombie slug. Probably not that one. That one's interesting. The way it's suspended in the tank. I kind of like that one. We could go with that. What would our species name be? Well, I guess we're the Maloqui. Sure. Name lists, we're going to go for probably a Necroid list here. Let's see here. Plant People Hive. Plant People Hive? I mean, you could. Now I'm second guessing myself here. We could go for like Hive Venus Flytraps. That's always funny. Yes, I agree with the mushrooms. Okay, we could go with mushrooms. Behold, mushrooms. Fantastic. So, let's re-roll this. Okay, apparently we are the Udkavongo. I like it. That is perfect. And then we would go for... Is there a special set of... I mean, we could go for hive minds. I'm thinking we should go for fungoid minds, though. Or names, rather. Yes. Blorp, Dibber Dabber, Duke, and Gobber. This is perfect. Instead of our ship prefix being the ISS, we could go for, like, the Mush. Perfect. I have no idea what that stands for, but we'll come up with something, I'm sure. Okay, so what do we want to be here? We are a hive mind, and we are a progenitor hive. We have semi-independent leaders. Okay, so what kind of traits do we want for this? Well, we would probably want to be communal, considering we're a hive mind. That would be pretty good for us. We could be radiotropic. That's interesting. Phototropic and radiotropic are fairly new ones, I think, that I'm not super familiar with. Replaces 50% of base food upkeep with energy upkeep. Replaces 50% of food upkeep with energy upkeep as well. But if you're on a tomb world, you have no energy upkeep. So radiotropic makes tomb worlds a lot better. I mean, that's cool, but we're not going to really have a good way to make tomb worlds right now. At least not at the beginning. So maybe we shouldn't go for that. We could be traditional communal. That's very silly. There should be one to eat others. So some sort of cannibalistic mushrooms. That could be interesting, but I don't think there's really a way to do that in Stellaris. Sadly. So we are communal. I think that that's a good thing for our hive minds. Now, what would be mushroomy? We could be non-adaptive, but that's not very mushroomy. Rapid breeders is pretty mushroomy. If we take that, then we would need to ditch another trait point here. So we would need a negative trait. Perhaps unruly? Empire size from Pops is a bit much, though. At least in the late game. I don't think... Well, weak might be okay. Sedentary is kind of funny. Repugnant is probably a good one, though. Amenities from jobs minus 20%. Does that no longer have a malice to opinion? Did they remove that? Surely it does still have a malice to opinion. I would think. I would definitely think that. Rapid? I mean, you mean like rapid breeders? Where is that in here? That slow breeders there. Yeah, we have rapid breeders already. I don't know why I'm looking for it in here when we already have it selected. So yeah, communal rapid breeders, we need a negative, and we could definitely go for like fleeting. Yeah, weak. Okay, we could go for that one. And then we have 2 trait picks left. We could do a -2+2 or a -1+1. So we could definitely go for like quarrelsome. Actually, quarrelsome probably wouldn't be awful. We could go for something along the lines of quarrelsome nomadic. Although nomadic would be a little weird for mushrooms. Sedentary would actually make a lot more sense for mushrooms, now that I think about it. We take sedentary, and then we could do something along the lines of resilient. What I really want is adaptive, I think. Because mushrooms are adaptive. We would need 1 additional trait point here. So maybe if we ditched weak and kept sedentary, because I think that's a little bit more topical for mushrooms. So if we take sedentary, we now need a -2. We could be unruly mushrooms, but that doesn't really, in my mind anyway, fit what we've got going on here. Repugnant does work. Communal rapid breeders, sedentary, adaptive, repugnant. Chat seems to come in a lot after chat. Yeah, that's something that is just kind of the way that it works. There's a default delay with YouTube that there's not much I can do about. And then after that, for whatever reason, OBS doesn't actually see the chat for like another 10 seconds. And I'm not sure what's causing that. Although maybe there's like a chat delay in here. I don't think there is, though. Maybe if we do something like this, we'll try that, see if that's any better. Nomadic would fit slime mold. I mean, sure, it would, but I mean, we're more mushrooms right now, so I think that's what we're gonna go for. Or fleeting. Yeah, fleeting would work too. But I think overall, I'm pretty happy with these traits here. I don't think that this is like ridiculously overpowered. I also think that this is fairly topical for what we've got going on here. So overall, I think that's good. For our world, mushrooms like very wet climates, right? So we should probably stick to wet, warmer climates, is what I'm thinking. So we could go for like a tropical world. That could work. Kither would be our homeworld name, apparently. Sure. Sounds good to me. Fungoid cities are interesting looking. Okay, things are definitely coming in faster on chat with the custom frame rate that I put in, so that is looking a lot better there. Yeah, seems okay. I think that'll reduce the chat delay, but there is going to be some default chat delay with YouTube, and there's not a lot that we can do there. So I think we're going to go with the Fungoid City, unless we really want to go with one of these others. But I think that, I mean, none of them are particularly new, and I think Fungoid is fine. So of course we're going with the Progenitor Hive. And that'll be okay. We have to take the Hive Mind authority. So that requires a Gestalt Consciousness, I believe. Yeah, we have to take Gestalt Consciousness, Hive Mind. So that is required. And for civics, we could go with like Devouring Swarm. That would be similar to Hive that eats the galaxy that you mentioned earlier. We could go with that. That'll make us not very popular, that's for sure. But we could be like, ascetic Devouring Swarm would be wild. Like, that's a juxtaposition right there. Fantastic. Empire size from planets minus 50%. So that's very good for building wide. Idyllic Bloom can build Gaia Seeders. Okay. A natural neural network. Unemployed drones also produce research points. Huh. Now that's interesting. I usually go to great lengths to try to not have unemployed drones. But yeah, that's exciting. Okay, well, we could also go with Unity. Organic reprocessing, so that's catalytic drones. Yeah, food into alloys. I think we'll avoid that for now. We're going Devouring Swarm, which has the Hunger CB, and Xenopops will always be eaten, so that's great. Organic reprocessing. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Food is going to be a bit of a concern if we go that route. That said, we can use basically all minerals on consumer goods if we go that route. So that's a potential option. And there's also Subsumed Will here, waiving all Unity costs for drone resettlement. Empire size from Pops. I mean, that'd be good for making a really high population empire. That would be very interesting for sure. I think what we may end up going for is, in fact, organic reprocessing, just because of the consumer goods. So let's go ahead and do that. And we would, by default, get the Hive Mind Governor, or Advisor, rather.
What is a single voice compared to a magnificent chorus? Our collective is an island of warmth and harmony in a sea of discord. How cold and lonely it must be to face the darkness of space alone.
There we go. But other aliens give food. Yes, yes, this is true. As long as they're alive. Which in theory wouldn't be very long. In theory. The Udkavongo Swarm, huh? I don't know. Throng, Swarm, Host, Horde, Raveners, Swarm, Raveners, Devourers. I kind of like Devourers. We'll go with that. It's kind of on the nose, but we wouldn't expect our people to be super creative, right? So let's go for a flag here, and we want to go for like a fungoid flag. Do they have specific fungoid designs? No, they don't. Okay, we could go for like a plantoid one, in theory. Something like this, perhaps? Or something like this? Yeah, that's an option. And as usual, I usually like to go for like green or blue for the primary and secondary colors. So I think for this one, it makes more sense to be like kind of red and green a little bit. So I mini aliens and early military. Yeah, that's something that we can definitely do. But we can go for like red and green here to be kind of fungoid-esque. That's an awkward setup there. I don't really like that shade. It's a little bit better. Maybe if we go for like something that's way too bright. Way too bright. Yeah, something maybe a bit more like that, and then something like a dark red. A bit more like that. That might be better. I think that the green is still a little too saturated. Yeah, something along those lines. And we could do something like this. That could work. Okay, sounds good. So for our ship appearances, we're probably going to go with fungoid ships. This is what they look like. Are there any that look, well, more fungoid? There's Imperial ships in here as well, which is interesting. But I think that we're going to go with fungoid, most likely. I usually like to stick with the same theme here. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll stick with fungoid. When will the series begin? This is not intended to be a series. This is stream content, and we will be doing another Stellaris series eventually. I was thinking about maybe doing that after the EU4 series ends. We're actually getting pretty close to that end date, so I was thinking about maybe doing a Stellaris series after that. But for now, we'll just do streams for the moment. So we can grab ourselves a Glorp here. I love these names. Glorp is an amazing name. Okay, that looks good to me. So let's go ahead and save that. And let's do this. So we probably want to go to a huge galaxy here. And you wanted like maximum number of aliens? Like that? Maybe no advanced AI starts? Fallen empires are fine. Well, I don't know. 4 advanced AI out of 30 is probably okay. We can do that. Everything else here is probably reasonably okay. But this is going to be a huge number of enemies. Absolutely huge. That does, however, mean that once we get going, that will actually work in our advantage. In theory. Guaranteed habitable worlds. Yep, this is all fine. Iron Man on. What could possibly go wrong? We are going to do this. So let's start this on up. And that'll get loaded in soon enough. In the beginning, the progenitor was. Life on Kethor was harsh and competitive, yet still the mighty progenitor expanded its territory. Running such a vast dominion soon grew untenable, so the progenitor created the first offspring. In time, it became apparent that the offspring could not manage alone. In turn, they produced menial drones to assist in taming our home. As we took our first tentative steps across the Kithbalas system, our progenitor sequestered itself into a specialized nest. Endowed with greater streamlined control, we're now ready to spread our progenitor's influence to all the stars of the galaxy. For the progenitor was, is, and will be. The Yudkavango Devourers will see it so. Early military for max food and huge population boost. I mean, yeah, but we're going to need opponents first. So we can immediately see there's a desert world up here. Desert isn't amazing for us. We obviously need to get research speed for physics here. Society research and engineering research. Sadly, we didn't have, or actually we did have the physics research from brain drones. We should do that first, probably. Well, that's 101 months. So is this. Okay, that's the same cost. This is probably better for us right now. We'll come back to the 5% boost later. So we're only at plus 18 minerals and only plus 11 alloys. Okay, that's exciting. I do want to produce an additional science ship immediately. We need to start getting as much surveying done as we can. So we'll get that done, and we're going to grab our construction ship here. What do we think we need most? We've got power, we've got minerals, and 2 engineering research available. The engineering research is important, don't get me wrong, but we need minerals first. So we're going to grab the minerals. Where are they at? They're in Uglebor. Perfect. We're going to head up there, and then we'll head to Glumplog, and we'll build our research station there once we can. Wonderful. At this point, our science ship can head up over this way if we wanted to. This desert world is not ideal for us, but we can go survey it nevertheless. We will definitely be going more militaristic this time. Let's bump this up to fastest speed. There we go. We will definitely be going more militaristic than usual. There's no doubt about that. We'll recruit this and anomaly discovery chance. Sure. We don't have the unity though. It costs 100 unity to get this guy. I always forget that you are charged unity for these now. That's new from the latest patch. That used to be energy credits. We completed our construction here. That advisor voice seemed a little bit loud to me. Let's turn the advisor volume down to like half. There we go. Cool. So at this point, we definitely need to grab Glumplog. Where's our construction ship? There it is. We're lacking in a few minerals here. We're going to have to wait to get that done. One more month tick. The Mush Urgelglurg has made a startling find on Musida? I'll go with Musida. Musida 3. The planet is teeming with alien life. For the first time in history, we've encountered life forms that did not originate on Keither. Okay, so that's great. We're going to grab 250 society research from that. 120 days on this research. We'll leave that be for the time being. And yeah, this desert world has 10% habitability. It's not great. There's no doubt about it. We're going to grab our engineering research at Glumplog. And all is looking good here. So far, anyway. We find ourselves with our capital basically in a choke point between two constellations. That's interesting, too. We can grab these energy credits basically immediately. We'll head to Glagaluf. These names are amazing. I love it.
We have found an anomaly.
Okay, don't research that anomaly. We can definitely get a new scientist here, and who do we want? These are all terrible for science ship scientists. We'll grab this guy. He's not good at the job. We're going to survey out over here. We can even get ourselves a third science ship, and that is what we're going to do. We need to survey quickly. There we go.
Our construction is complete.
And we'll grab that science ship and give him a leader as well. Are any of these good? Actually, Carefree is pretty good for a science ship. We'll take that. And we'll head off to Uram. Our construction ship is done building, but there's not really anywhere that we want to expand to just yet. So we'll deal with that in a bit. We should probably think about expanding our fleet here fairly soon. Ah, that's our offspring corvette. Okay. I'm just wondering what the stat difference is here. This has offspring oversight. That's 55%, not 50%. It also comes with additional hull points and additional armor just by default. Now, I would like to drop the shields on this. I do not like shields on Corvettes. So we'd do something like this. We don't want to auto-generate that design. And we do the same thing on this guy. Nano composite armor for both of these. Excellent. Switch the genius out with the survey scientist that is researching. That is probably a good call. Yes, we should do that. Science, that would help. So we currently have, well, there's not a survey scientist in here. We've got field manipulation, which is not great. Does he read the comments? Yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Okay. So we're going to proceed here for the moment, and...
We have found an anomaly.
I wasn't expecting to not be using consumer goods. I just noticed that. Is that because of Devouring Swarm? Or is it because of Gestalt Consciousness? I don't think that used to be the case if so. Interesting. Okay, well, that's convenient. That's for sure. We don't have any of these fully surveyed just yet.
We have surveyed the system.
Okay, boybos, huh? That's a little awkward, and also a little awkward is the fact that this pops up here over the chat. I should probably move that. It wouldn't be in a Atreides stream without moving the chat box, would it? Let's make this be... That's a terrible place. Let's make it be like here-ish. Maybe up a bit. That's down. Perfect. Ish. Not exactly perfect. You know what? There. We'll call that good for now. Perfect. Okay, so we could definitely grab this. This world would be a terrible world for us to settle. So it's not great. We're probably not going to actually colonize that, but we can still grab this. That'll be fine. And we definitely need to get these science ships moving out towards these choke points. So that'll be great. We can see this is a dead end, so we're going to move out over this direction for the time being. And we're just trying to cover as much space as we can here. Ah! Now this is exciting stuff. This choke point is incredibly important. We'll keep an eye on that, but we're definitely going to head for this choke point. We found an archaeological site. That's okay. For now, we're going to ignore it. That's a tropical world. Okay, so that world is good for us.
Our construction is
now we are
complete.
earning a decent amount of influence. Oh, and I wanted to check to see... We can only support 3 Offspring Corvette-sized ships. So we want to max out our number of Offspring ships. Those are definitely the better types. And then we max this out something along the lines of this, in theory. But first we want to upgrade these ships, and so we'll get that done. Okay. Now, I also want to think about potentially getting a second construction ship. It's not necessarily the biggest of priorities. But I do want to have one. And over here we can see a tropical and a tundra world. That tundra world is big. I like it. Okay. We can grab ourselves our first tradition. For now, I'm going to go the traditional tradition. And we are going to grab, as usual, where is it? Discovery. I just feel like this is too good to pass up early on. Now, the finisher effect is what's really, really good here. There are other very good things here. Survey speed increase, science ship disengage chance, research subsidies, research station output. Like, this is really good to grab early. And I think it's too good to pass up. So we're going to grab it for now. There we go. And this science ship requires orders. So it can start filling in this constellation, at least for now. I'm not sure so much that we want to keep it there, but I do want to start heading out towards this tropical world. That will be very important to grab. It's also note that it's only 37 influence. Only 37 influence to grab a starbase here. That is incredibly cheap. So I'm definitely happy to get the second construction ship right now. We're going to head down and survey the choke point here. I do want to get this fleet building up here. Our power projection does need to be worked on. I'm not planning on spending any more alloys for a little bit, so we should probably... Well, we are going to need alloys for this tropical world here. And of course, alloys are spent in getting starbases as well. With only 11 income right now, we should probably hold off on that. We do have an offspring nest here. We have synaptic nodes, research labs. I do want to put in an alloy foundry here on our capital. We do have 3 available jobs right now, so it'll be a little while before that's ready to go. But 11 maintenance drones. What exactly do maintenance drones output? And also, the fact that we don't use consumer goods, but we can specialize industrial districts nowadays, that's so good. We don't need to, because we have the catalytic drones, but we can do it if we wanted to. Okay, so maintenance drones are amenities producers. Okay, let's do catalytic drones first. This science ship needs to push out over this direction. And we can grab ourselves our 4 energy credits and our research stations here, as soon as we have the minerals anyway. This research we can leave be. We'll come back to that.
We have found an anomaly.
We'll leave that be too.
Our construction is complete.
Okay. So, At this point, we need to go grab Tem, and so we shall.
Our construction is complete.
And we're going to need to grab these energy credits as well. I dare you to go to war with the first civilization you meet. Well, maybe. But the first civilization we meet might possibly end up being a fallen empire. And hard pass on that.
Construction is complete.
We're going to head over to Delta Cephei, and once we get that, we will definitely get our first colony going.
Construction is complete.
We are doing okay on minerals here. Foundry districts turn food to alloys. Yes, because we have catalytics. Or what is that called? Yeah, catalytic drones. Yep, that is absolutely correct. Industrial districts turn food to alloys, so do alloy foundries. It would normally be minerals, but we have a trait that changes it to food. This is correct.
Technology conceived.
Okay, so we got our increased speed there. Ooh, pop growth this early? That's really good. I'm also tempted to go for eco simulation, but genome mapping I think is absolutely the way to go. Fight the fallen empire. What could go wrong? Yeah. At this point, a lot. Absolutely a lot. So do we want research alternatives or do we want survey speed? I think our surveys are going faster than we're building as it is right now. So I think we're going to grab research alternatives so that we can take more efficient paths through the tech tree, hopefully. And we definitely need to colonize over here. Now that's 150 alloys. So we'll colonize that immediately. And we'll also grab our mining stations here. This science ship requires orders, and we're going to head up over here, survey this system for now.
Technology conceived.
There's our engineering research. Fantastic. So minerals from mining drones and star-based constructions, or minerals from jobs. How much are we actually getting from jobs? 12? No, that's consumed. We're not producing any from jobs right now. Most of our income is coming from stations. In fact, all of it other than our base income is coming from stations. So geothermal fracking would be the way to go here. We are not getting any from jobs right now. Or we could go for basic strike craft. And that's what we're going to do. That's a very long research, no doubt about that. Everything is at this level. So that'll be fine. We can see that this starts to branch out over here now. And we'll need to take a look at how that's going to end up going. I think for the time being, we'll just move over here. Sounds good.
We have found an anomaly.
Okay, go ahead and research that anomaly. That's okay. That's only 78 days. 84 days? Yeah, that's okay too. Basically, at this point, my policy is as long as it's under like 100 days, I'm okay with it. There's an abandoned amusement park. We get some decent science from that. And there's a derelict ship. We can look into that. So we've got this over here. That needs a science ship. Where is that located? Over here? Okay. I'm going to have that come in over here. And in order to do this, I'm going to use what is, in my opinion, the best thing. So normally, if you would queue this up, he would do this after he finishes this survey, right? But I want him to do it before he does this survey. So I'm going to Control, Shift, right-click, Research. Now he does it before, and then he goes over here. Control Shift is amazing. Nice choke points. I agree, this is pretty good. These are some pretty solid choke points. The ship in orbit was not abandoned. The crew is alive, but not well, influenced by some sort of brain parasite. With the help of our scientists, they could easily be cured. I mean, they sound delicious. I wonder if they could make more of themselves so that we could eat them. Let's help them.
The others reach out to make contact with our mind.
Okay, so we found some peaceful traders here. They do look delicious. Absolutely delicious. We sense prey. Cool. We're going to immediately start building up our fleet here. There we go.
We have surveyed the system.
Okay, so this survey is complete. We can't actually construct there just yet. We're going to head off over this way. And these guys are going to be pretty angry at us. We can't do anything with them. Because, We are literally not capable of doing most of these interactions. So that's great. We're going to have to stand entirely on our own, and that's fine. We're going to head off over this way. Okay, that message was actually held for review. In this context, it's fine, though. YouTube is going kind of bonkers there, because kill them is absolutely an appropriate thing to say right now. Fantastic. So there's an archaeological site here. That's okay. And I'd love to settle this tropical world. There's a natural wormhole here. Okay. So we need to work our way this way as quickly as we can. This choke point would be really good to have. So we're going to immediately head out over there. And we're currently idling this construction ship, and that is by design. We just don't have the alloys at this moment to do everything that we want to do, so this will be fine. Alien writing, huh? +3 society research there. Sounds good. Physics research from brain drones coming in. At this point, research station output is super solid. We'll take that. Sounds good. I do want to continue building up our fleets here, but that is not really something that we can do at this exact moment. Volatile motes have been found. That's good. And we will go ahead and build our starbase in Tethel. An abandoned cargo pod. Okay, so we could get an artifact. We could get 260 society research. Or we could get 120 alloys. Fascinating. We definitely take the alloys right now. We absolutely take the alloys. And I'm going to move the chat over just like 100 pixels here. Cool. There we go. Okay. So the Starfleet definitely needs to be continually reinforced, but we have gotten our first colony established. That's great. We want to head out this direction, see what's up over here. There's a lot of branching over here. This way is a lot less branching. So that's interesting.
Our construction is complete.
For now, we'll grab our mining stations here, get our 2 energy credits. We're going to start running out of food fairly soon if we continue to grow at the rate that we are, which, of course, we will attempt to do. So eventually, we're going to need to get ourselves like an agriculture district here. That's fine. Producing 3 drone jobs. Okay, so agriculture districts are housing negative for this setup. Fascinating. I always expand to choke points and conquer the rest later. Yeah, that's absolutely the way to play. So yeah, in this situation, most of these districts are now housing negative. Good to know. Good to know. Well, that's fine for the time being. We have a housing available and a job available on our capital, so that's fine for now. We can grab ourselves survey speed or leader experience gain. At this time, I'm not too concerned about researcher upkeep. Research station output is really good, so we're going to go down the sensing tendrils tree. And that'll be absolutely fine. No problem there. So from here, we're definitely going to want to move out over this way and try to grab these choke points. We've got Tethel here, and this choke point goes up over this way, and then we come down over here. This branch is this way. There's a huge branch that happens here. So it's unlikely that we're going to get too much here. These guys have rivaled us, and sure, we would like to rival them back. Sadly, we do not engage in diplomacy with other species. We eat them. Get out of here. Okay. Fantastic.
We have surveyed the system.
Well, there's a survey complete, and let's take our science ship out over... we could actually head up over this way. We can always survey these later. I only wanted to survey this one so that we have access to this tropical world. So that'll be absolutely fine.
We have surveyed the system.
I'm sure you have. Don't mind me, I'm just changing the cropping here on the chat box. There we go. It wouldn't be one of my streams without spending way too much time on the chat box. So we are going to initiate some first contact here. Mysterious aliens in the Achilia system. So that's right over here. They are already in our territory. They came through the wormhole. Ah. Okay. Space whales. Seems good. They are very delicious, and that's fine. We're going to build our mining stations here. This construction ship does require orders, and we could head down over here. This is a choke point, so that is fine. We can always take that, and let's head off over this direction for now. It doesn't really matter which way we go, but this is towards the center of the galaxy, and there's not a lot of space here. I'm thinking about maybe going this way instead, just to see what's down here. You won't have to dabble in diplomacy, so you can focus on your own entirely. Yes, this is definitely true. We can focus entirely internally here, and that's good. We're going to reinforce our fleet again, and we're going to build what we can here. Okay, so this system is surveyed. I want to move up over here. This choke point would be great for us to grab. If we could grab this one, that would be best. But surely that's not going to happen. Delta aliens, huh? Off over here.
Construction is complete.
I mean, Delta aliens also sound delicious, so that sounds good to me. Weird heat blobs. Okay. And our society research finished up. Monthly unity plus 5% is also good to pick up early, so we can grab that. And gives us a lump sum of unity. Sounds good to me. This construction ship should absolutely come down to Upstuff.
Our construction is complete.
Eta aliens. So we don't have an envoy to send to that. That's okay, though. I think that that's just, yeah, this is like curators or something. I'm not sure which station this is, but it's one of those. Our hive capital does require jobs. And at this time, what do we want to go for? I mean, I'd love to get more alloys. I feel like that's actually what we need here. So we'll put in an industrial district. That'll solve that problem for the time being. And how many more ships are we going to pump out here? Not very, is the answer. I believe... Okay. We had 2 insights to the Delta aliens. Basic strike craft have finished up. Mining station output and nebula refineries. We are not in a nebula, so that doesn't really help us a huge amount, but that's okay. This construction ship here is not really able to go much of anywhere right now. We can head up over towards Vanna. That would work. And I want to continue queuing up these ships here. So 165 additional. You think that is Shroud Cult? It's a possibility. Definitely. It's a definite possibility. It could be basically any of the station-bound ones. I don't recognize the... Oh, they grabbed this. That's rude. We have our ship missing currently. It will return shortly. I'd really like to take Indix. That's very rude of them. Very rude indeed. In fact, we don't know much about them. Let's start building a spy network. Well, actually, both of these are still busy working on first contacts. Okay, yeah, those are the space whales. We gain some influence and frequency tuning. Cool. So that's fine for now. We're going to continue to head down over this direction. Apparently we can't seize their vessel. Requires a non-military Delta Aliens vessel within sensor range. Okay, we'll just continue that. Sounds good. Find them and eat them. Yes, that is the plan. We'll continue to reinforce this fleet as we can. And I do want to head up over this way and survey. Where's that science ship at? Is that back yet? Not yet. Okay. We can definitely grab databank uplinks, and so we shall. I kind of want to make Delta Cephe Prime. I would prefer to make this into missing offspring. Menial drone output minus 50%. It's missing an offspring leading to a significant drop in menial drone efficiency. Oh, so we need the offspring nest. Right. That's what we need there. Sounds good.
Our construction is complete.
Okay, so we finished up that. Where's our science ship at? Any moment now, science ship. When are you back? Ooh, almost a year still. Okay. That's quite a while. It's been gone for a long time. We'll build a starbase up over here, grabbing this choke point. It's not exactly a great choke point. This is a better one, but it's okay. And this ship is just sitting here for right now. I would love to go to Gindix.
Our construction is complete.
But we're not quite to that point yet. We'll grab our mining and research stations here. And we'll continue to push down this way. Okay. First contact event. We can attempt to hack their databanks. What could go wrong? And we succeeded. We now know that they're isolationist. That's good for us. Make it a food world has many food districts. It does have many food districts, that is true. That is a possibility. And we are negative in food. That is a good call right now. Our next one should probably be a science world. So we could go... I don't think we can do any sort of food processing right now, so we would need just an ag district here. But we need jobs here too. So let's go ahead and just build an agriculture district now, just to... and we can mark it as an agriculture world. That is a good call. We do need more on our home world here, and we should go for an agriculture district here as well. That will actually get immediately used, that particular agriculture district, so that'll be useful for us. Research station output or research speed overall plus 5%. I think that the overall research speed plus 5% is slightly better here, but I haven't done the math. Ooh, 1,000 food. Excellent. But that's what the other species are for. Yes, this is true. Eventually. We're not quite to that point yet, but I do want to finish reinforcing this fleet. We've got to be very close. Got to be very close on that. So this construction ship is... Oh, our science ship is back now. Head over to Gindix. Get there as quickly as you can. This science ship can push up this way. It kind of doesn't matter which way we go at this branch at this point. I mean, it matters, but we don't really know which way is the best way to go right now. And we'll head down over here, see what we've got. We can see that they are currently surveying this, and I don't like that. They care little for our diplomatic maneuvering. So we found a fallen empire here. We says pray. Okay. I like how we detected these guys and multiple others. Our theoretical modules have long suggested the existence of other intelligent civilizations. We only found that when we found a fallen empire. That's actually hilarious. I love that. Pray. So yeah, these guys are the only intelligent life that we found thus far. Perfect. So this is going to be a potential issue for us. We need to get our science ship over there as quickly as we can. It'll take time. We can't go this direction. So we know that we're going to need to go out over here. Okay. We can grab... Actually, at this point, asteroid sighted. Okay, that's off over here. We can go grab that asteroid, but honestly... Do we think that this station destroys it on its own? That's not the asteroid. The asteroid is over on the far side of the sun from the station, so let's go on over here. Let's just eliminate it. Okay, our fleet is at full strength now. So that is perfect. We're going to need a second fleet if we want to max out our naval cap, but that's fine. Okay, we're still on our way over here, and we can grab Hashima. That's a tropical world up there. So we want this world, we want this world. Okay, we have an engineering research available. Minerals from mining drones is not amazing right now. Mining station output is the way to go. So we're going to arrive in Gindix soon. This is a tomb world here. I'm not actually sure what our tomb world habitability is. I think it's pretty low. I think it's quite low, actually. Okay. Stage 5 on this one.
We have surveyed the system.
And that was not the system that I had hoped we had surveyed. We're going to come down this way, see if this dead ends over here. I kind of hope it does. Okay, +3 society research. Sounds good.
Our construction is complete.
Let's grab our 3 physics research up here. And how are we doing on this? We're actually firing on them from the station. No, we're not firing on them, are we? Allegedly, we are. Yeah, I think we are. Or is that just the station shooting? That is just the station shooting. Okay, awkward. It's telling them to come in here. They're just chilling, though. Allegedly attacking asteroid. Let's just tell them to come in over here. Now they're attacking the asteroid. There we go. Awkward. They didn't want to attack. But we gained 794 minerals from that. We'll send these guys back to our capital for the time being. And this is all good. -2 insights. Okay. I don't really care that much. That's fine. Let's grab ourselves hyper-adaptive evolution. And this construction ship will absolutely grab Sabine. Over here, we're going to move into Gindix. We desperately want this system because we want to cut these guys off. What is that anomaly? 55 days? Do it. The science ship isn't doing anything. We can see that this connects in over like this. So we'll just research like that, or rather survey like that. Make the fleet aggressive. I think it by default is set to passive. Okay, that's awkward. We should set that to aggressive. Good call. 435 physics research there. Always good. And our worlds look fine. But regardless, I feel like they should have attacked there because they had direct orders to attack, even though they were set on passive. But yeah, we'll set them to aggressive regardless. So when is the survey going to be done?
Construction is complete.
Pretty soon, actually. It looks like we're going to get our hands on Gindix, and that's perfect. Now, I would have preferred Craxima. Craxima would have been better for us, absolutely. But that's okay. Now, we can see that they're currently heading in here. So we need to grab this as soon as we can. Build that starbase now? They are not allowed to get this. Yeah, they're on their way. We already have it, though. It's ours. So they're out of here. We can grab improved deflectors. Since we don't have anything other than corvettes, improved deflectors is really, 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 really bad here. We could grab basic combat rolls. We could grab blue lasers. Either of those would be good. I think blue lasers are the more impactful thing right now. Energy siphons are non-terrible if you're going against someone that's good at shields. But I think food from agrodrones is more important for the moment. So this construction ship will build its mining and research stations. We're also going to colonize this world.
Construction is complete.
There we go. We are but motes of dust. We found a Leviathan. Ooh, okay. So that's the Space Whale Matriarch. We're going to be avoiding that for the time being. We're going to have to go around the long way here. And that's okay. We'll build our mining and research stations, and we can grab a tradition, filling out the discovery tree, which gives us technological ascendancy. Again, it's just too good to pass up in the early game. 10% research speed and better rare technology chances. Yeah, it's too good. Too good. Honestly, I think Paradox should nerf it. We sense prey. Okay. So there's a first contact finished. I think we have another ongoing. Yes. We'll send this guy over there, and we'll send our other to build a spy network here. There we go. Eat it. You mean the space whale? We will. We just don't have the tech currently. It does look tasty. That is true. Look at how delicious this thing looks. That is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. So Sabine is under our control. We can see that's a continental world. Okay. And we want to push down over this way. This does branch off. Okay. We'll see if this dead ends over here. And we can also see that there's an independent state over here. We should probably get another construction ship going. We're at 719 influence. I'm actually going to get 2. And we're going to swap our solar panel network here to another shipyard. These guys rivaled us. Nothing we can really do about that right now. Okay, as soon as we're done here, we're going to head to Waldor. I also want to get another science ship. There we go. Stance of the fleet to abduct and not bombard planets. I mean, we're not really doing that right now, but it is set to selective indiscriminate. Do you mean in our policies? Diplomatic stance is hunger. I like it. We've got our orbital bombardment, selective indiscriminate. First contact protocol is aggressive. I mean, yeah, this mostly all looks fine to me. We'll proceed. We definitely want to get down to Wildor. And we're hoping that these guys don't get in there first. But that does close off a branch. We also see a ghost ship here.
Our construction is complete.
That's interesting. We should build a second fleet. So let's get a second corvette going in here. Or a second fleet corvette going anyway. So we finished a couple of science ships, and we finished another pair of, two construction ships and another science ship. Archaeologist would be okay. And we're going to have this science ship go off over this direction. This construction ship is going to start filling in over here, and this one is going to take over up this way. Okay. Okay, so that's the ghost ship there. Spooky. We can study the ghost ship. And we require a scientist for that, so we'll go ahead and do that. Control Shift again. You need the civic, I think it is, that lets you abduct the population. Okay, well, I think we don't have that civic, so. -2 insights. And we can take this up to what fleet strength? I mean, we definitely want to move one of our Offspring class corvettes into this. We can only support one, or rather 3 currently. We are going to need to clear a tile blocker here pretty soon, but for now, things are looking moderately okay. We're a little low on energy credits, so for now, let's put in a generator district here. We'll put in more specialized planets a little bit later on. And we found some prey, specifically the artisan troop. Okay, sounds good. And do we have any other first contacts going on? No, we don't. Wonderful. We should probably consider clearing these tile blockers. They're pretty cheap. So we'll do that. Okay, there was another thing that I wanted to do. Oh, right. I wanted to split off one of the Offspring class corvettes. Like so. Only one. We combine these together. I would prefer it if we could have 4 Offspring corvettes. We currently can't, and I'm not sure what actually drives that. We can try to figure that out. But we can take this up an additional 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we can reinforce that fleet.
Our construction is complete.
So we're working on bringing our naval power up a bit here. And I do want to attack these guys fairly soon. We still don't know anything about them. Espionage tab. Yeah, our infiltration is getting a little bit better, but we don't know much information about them just yet. This construction ship requires orders, and its orders would be to come over to Nunki. Perfect.
Technology conceived.
There's our mining station output, and I think for now, ceramo metal armor is very good for corvettes, so we'll grab that.
Survey the system.
Okay. And we're going to continue pushing out over this direction.
Our construction is complete.
Okay, we grabbed this system, rather, and Boomy's baby, huh? Okay, well, 745 physics research there. And we do want to colonize the tropical world here. Ah, okay. Mem aliens over here. We should assign an envoy to that. So we can't go this direction, then. At least not yet. We'll see what's going on over there in a bit, but I do want to colonize the tropical world here, not the tundra world. So we'll do that. We've still not arrived in Waldor. I'm a little sad about that. But we'll be there very soon. The science ship isn't doing anything, and that's because there's nothing for it to do over here just now. I think we'll start filling in some of this backline in the meantime. That said, we could send it out over, like, this way. That's a possibility.
We have found found an anomaly.
Okay, we'll go ahead and research that anomaly. There are 2 first contacts in this system. Interesting. We're only working on 1 right now. We don't have the envoy for the other. 928 engineering research coming in. And that finishes up blue laser. We can grab research station output or automatic surveying. For now, I'm going to go with the research station output. That is the better option here. Man, they beat us here. We were in the system. We got cut off by these guys. Okay. I'm mad at these guys. We're going to pull back our envoy here. How do we pull him back? Or do we just go over here and assign him? That's probably what we need to do. Yes. So we're going to send him over here, and we're going to start moving our fleets over this way. We don't have much information on them currently. They're a totalitarian regime. So that bears noting. But we're going to head over there. They're probably working on their fleets as well. But we don't know that for a fact.
Our construction is complete.
We don't know much about them at all. They're the target of a CB. Sure. Well, we'll build our stations over here and get that all queued up. This agro world requires housing. And remember, agriculture districts are housing negative. So we could build hive warrens. That is a thing that we can do. And there's no planet limit on that. So for now, I think we're going to put in a hive warren. That'll keep our amenities high, and that will give us housing. We don't need a job here for the time being, but an agriculture district also wouldn't be the worst idea, the most terrible idea. So that'll be okay. And we need to upgrade these? Oh, right, we do. We need to upgrade these before we head out. We need to go back. Because we need blue lasers in them. And here's the question. Do we want to bring mass drivers along at all? We don't know much about what these guys are using. I'm just looking at the average damage here. I think we should probably do something kind of like this for the time being. Now, we're going to get level 2 armor soon. And we would do something like that. Yeah, we're going to get level 2 armor soon. And when is that going to happen? 14 months?
Our construction is complete.
I think we're not going to wait on that. So we're going to get these upgraded. Easy prey.
The others reach out to make contact with our mind.
Okay, so now we can get the Teth aliens over here. Sounds good.
Technology conceived.
Food from agrodrones. Fantastic. And we are going to take food processing facilities next. That will be important. We, of course, have to raise extra troops. Or not extra troops. Extra aliens for us to eat. The amount of influence is insane. I agree. This is nutty. The amount of influence we have right now. Like, I'm struggling to spend it. That's wild to me. Like, we're running 4 construction ships here. And we could run more. Like, we could get 2 more construction ships. And we will.
Our swarm is strengthened.
In fact, I also think that we need additional science chips to keep up with that. So we're going to get a pair of science chips as well. We're going to need alloys for that. But that's pretty necessary too.
Our construction is complete.
There we go. Got that going. This construction ship can head down to Vilth. We're missing alloys for that for the moment. This construction ship can head to Urim. We're also missing alloys for that one. And this one was in the same location. I think he retreated, is my guess. We're going to head off over this direction. And then we'll head into here. We will need to wait for alloys, for sure.
We have found an anomaly.
Okay. So at this point, I actually want to buy in a few alloys. I'm going to buy in 500 alloys, and we're going to use that to reinforce this fleet. No shipyard available to build fleet? What? Well, for one thing, we want to drop this down to 2. And then this to 18. That's what we wanted. There we go. That would help. And of course, this one is maxed out. And we can then get these construction ships to actually build. That will be useful. Already performing that order. Okay. I want only one of these. So yeah, you can just move out over here. The other one we want to... Not you. There we go. We want you to build a starbase there and build a starbase there. Cool. Okay, we found an archaeological site. We do need a new scientist here. We'll go for roamer. That'll be okay. And you can come out over this direction and start surveying. This science ship, this is so insane, by the way. This is absolutely bonkers how many resources we have at this moment. We're going to take Blort here, and Blort can come up over here. This construction ship requires orders, and for now, where do we want it to head? Perhaps up here? That'll do. Mysterious spacefarers. Well, keep at it. Okay, so these guys. We don't know too much about them right now. Unity gained or fungal trail. Let's see what we've got here. So where's this at? Go ahead and do this right now. Cool.
We have surveyed the system.
So at this point, it's probably worthwhile to wait for ceramo metal armor before we declare on these guys. We know very little about them.
Our construction is complete.
Very, very little about them. But hopefully we'll find out soon. It is complicated for us, for sure. But there's ceramo metal armor finishing up. We'll grab coil gun next. We're definitely not going to wait on coil gun. But let's go ahead and upgrade everybody to ceramo metal armor here. Yes, you can have ships auto upgrade. I prefer to do it manually, though. Don't auto upgrade. Thanks. I just prefer to do it like this. No particular reason. We could also bring in a reactor booster if we wanted additional evasion, and that's a good thing, in my opinion. So we'll do that. We'll get these guys upgraded. 255 for that. Okay. That's quite a lot of alloys to get those upgraded. But we are making some pretty substantial changes, so I can't say I'm super shocked about that. Now, we are down over here, and we're kind of cut off here. We're definitely going to be attacking these guys. Well, what else can we spend influence on with these ethics, I'm wondering? I mean, we can make claims, but we can't claim any of their systems. If we were to declare war, it would be an absorption war goal, which means that there's no point in making claims.
Our construction is complete.
Policies, or rather, edicts, are no longer influence. So that's not a thing. That said, we do have a free edict that we can do here. We could go for research subsidies. Now, that will cost us like 22 Unity per month, and that's probably not a great idea. So we'll hold off on that for the moment. Okay. Now, I would like to get ourselves a starbase upgrade here. And I'm actually going to buy in more alloys to make that happen a little faster. There we go.
Our swarms are strengthened.
There's one complete.
Our construction is complete.
Okay, you can make your way up over this way. I think we already had somebody heading there, though. Yeah, this guy. Why don't you come out over this way instead? That'll be fine. Sounds good. This construction ship is going to need to head out over this way. What are you delayed by? This has been a very long time since this guy's moved. I don't know. We're going to build our mining stations here. I kind of feel like we've overbuilt our construction ships, but we can get this filled out very quickly, so that'll be okay. The science ship requires orders, and it will move out over this way. First contact event pending. Point of interest, the fungal trail. I believe that's here. Okay. Well, that's exciting stuff. I definitely want to declare on these guys very, very soon. We're done upgrading there, so we're going to make our way over. We should probably get ourselves an admiral. Ship fire rate is good. Evasion is really good, though, with corvettes. So we're going to grab that guy. There we go. Actually put him in the wrong fleet. I wanted him in this fleet. There we go. Physics research. Cool. We will happily take physics research. And we've got a lot of stuff underway.
Our construction is complete.
Okay, so we're done here. We should probably start moving up over some direction. Perhaps up to here?
We have found an anomaly.
I guess. Go ahead and research that. That'll be fine. Intriguing. An abandoned gateway off over here. That is interesting. We'll see if we get anything decent out of that. This construction ship needs orders, and it will move to Enif, and we're going to move up over here and survey. This construction ship is going to build in Bolthor. And communications have been established.
The others reach out to make contact with
We sense prey. Oh, space grass. I remember making space grass. That was a really long time ago. Their entire point was to be like food for themselves. It's amazing. I did not expect to run into them today. Beautiful.
We have found an anomaly.
Research station output. Sounds good. Energy credits from tech drones. I mean, we could use energy credits for sure. Improved deflectors is pointless at this exact moment. So let's go for that.
We have
Cool.
surveyed the system.
The Ascension perk Nihilistic Acquisition to abduct pops to eat them. Okay, we can grab that. That'll be like our next Ascension perk. So we've arrived down here in, or we're not quite in Sao, actually. We'll be there soon. We'll get our gun battery, missile battery, and we could go with a communications jammer. We could go for a disruption field generator. What does an offspring outlook do? Oh, that's a huge buff. That would be a defensive buff, but that is huge. Absolutely crazy how huge that buff is, actually. We're going to head off over this direction and survey off over here. Rare crystals, always good to find. And I would like to grab the offspring outlook here. This is absolutely going to be very useful. So 2 more month ticks on that to queue that up. That's okay. This construction ship requires orders, and it will go ahead and grab that. I say as we spend the alloys that I had earmarked for the offspring outlook there. Okay, we're going to head down over here. This is actually a dead end over here. Okay, so going after these guys is becoming more and more important to us.
We have found an anomaly.
Interesting. We're definitely going to want to do that. The Pithok Order, huh? We sense prey. Where are they at? They're off over this way. Sounds good.
Our construction is complete.
So our capital requires housing and jobs. We should definitely put a hive warren in here. And other than that, it looks like we need more than anything energy credits. So we'll put in a generator district. And I absolutely do want to put that offspring outlook in here. There we go. And do we want to attack these guys now? We don't have a lot of infiltration information. Now we could gather information here. That does cost influence. So, sure. Go ahead and do that. We have a 0% breakthrough chance right now, but that'll finish eventually.
Technology conceived.
Yeah, that sounds good. So this construction ship isn't doing anything and absolutely needs to build mining stations. This one needs to build a starbase. This construction ship builds mining and research stations. And that's all of our civilian ships going for now. Man, we have so many civilian ships. That's insane. Farming subsidies have finished up. We could grab hydroponics farms. I think Edict's Fund is the way to go. With that, we're going to be able to get our proper edict that I want to put through, which is research subsidies.
We have surveyed the system.
Okay, we can definitely make our way off over this direction and get more information. The science ship can head off over this direction and try to find out what's going on over here.
Technology conceived.
Energy credits. Fantastic. Planetary and starbase FTL inhibitors. This is fairly important for us. We should probably grab that. We should also think about building defenses over this way, but these guys are peaceful traders, and I don't think that they're likely to actually declare on us. That's the theory, anyway. So we can see that these guys have a number of locations. They're inferior. We now know that their fleet power is inferior to us. They would be defended by the Calactora Industries, which is these guys. Okay. I feel like that's maybe okay. We need like 400 alloys. Let's see. We definitely need an offspring nest here.
Our construction is complete.
That is a guaranteed. We need to get some alloys right now. That's what we need more than anything. I want to declare this soon. Very soon.
We have found an anomaly.
Leave that one be for now. So we can see that that's a continental world. That's pretty solid there. Polarian automated fleet.
Technology conceived.
Okay. So we'll head off over here instead.
Our construction is complete.
We will work our way up into Roman. And the science ship can start filling in some of this territory over here. So we see that there's space amoebas over here. For now, we're not going to go this direction.
Our construction is complete.
This construction ship can build out in Vega, but we do really need alloys at this point. Plascule armor, destroyers. I mean, fleet command limit would be helpful. Everything here is good. Don't get me wrong. We're going for destroyers. Okay. I do want to get more alloys.
We have found an anomaly.
Yeah, go ahead and research that anomaly. That's okay. This colony is finished up, so we absolutely need to get an offspring nest here. That is very important. And we're currently heading to Enif. Okay. Actually, let's have you just stop here. You're already going there, but you can make your way up over like this way, and then we'll just move over here. I really do want to get those alloys in, so for the moment, mission accomplished over here. So we gained intel on these guys. That's good. The question is, how quickly can we knock out their star bases? Likely fairly. Yeah, very likely fairly. But these guys up here could be a problem for us. I don't expect that they're particularly powerful, though. All we'd need is a base in Upstoth. We can let them occupy Gindix for the time being. So what we need right now is a base here. And for that, we need 200 alloys. So we'll wait for that. That is definitely our next goal here. Next month tick, we'll have it. And there we go. Okay, so that's underway.
Our construction is complete.
Delta aliens, huh? Sure. Let's first contact them. There we go. And we've got our civilian ships idling, so we should probably make our way over here. We're lacking in alloys for the moment, but that's fine. We can build mining and research stations in Vega and in Roman. Actually, just research stations for now. We are not able to build the other mining station because that's rare crystals there. And we're just chilling here. That's okay. This science ship, however, should not be chilling. We're going to survey down over this way. Cool. So that's absolutely fantastic for now. Once this station is ready to go, we'll declare this. I'm not expecting too much to come in from these guys, but we'll see.
We have surveyed the system.
Okay, the science ship should definitely make its way up this way. We can see that this is the choke point. There's nothing that goes out over here. So this territory is all ours as long as we get Isval, which we will do. Alloys are our definite downfall right now. There's no doubt about that. We have an unemployed job here. We're going to put in an industrial district to be able to get more alloys, for sure. Okay, so this bastion is good to go. This one is not going to be good for a bit yet. Yeah, we can proceed on that.
We have found an anomaly.
Go ahead and research that anomaly. Sounds good. Okay. They're definitely putting their resources not into military right now. And that's very good for us. I would like to get an additional world. Getting Phaedrus would be very nice. And in fact, that survey is now done. So we're going to build our starbase here because we definitely want to get this continental world set up. Ooh, +3 alloys. We do want those alloys. Hello, Rose Valentine. This starbase here, I think I'm going to hold off on building for the time being. Mostly because we're definitely in a bit of an alloy crunch here, and I want to have a lot of alloys. We need a gun battery and missile battery here, and then an offspring outlook for sure. And we also definitely need a colony ship. I'm actually going to buy in alloys to make the colony ship happen a little faster here. This early game is vitally important for us.
We have surveyed the system.
Okay. What's the strength here? Yeah, we cannot activate the machine. We don't actually have the energy credits for it. We could sell off some minerals to get the energy credits, though. And let's go ahead and do that. We'll activate the machine and see what happens. The machine awakens. We got xenobiology as an option and 25% research. That, I would say, was worth 200 energy credits. Sounds good. Curators! Hello, curators. Pray. Okay, so what can we do with our spy network here? Preparing sleeper cells, acquiring asset. What I really wanted to do is sabotage the starbase facility. Requires infiltration level to be 45 or higher. So it's 35 right now and going up roughly every 6 months. Okay. An odd factory, that's fine. And we'll get our offspring outlook over here. I definitely want to go to war with these guys. Very, very badly. Wait a second. They have a defensive pact. It's not showing up in here. Probably because we only have secondhand intel. That's definitely interesting. So Upstoth is going to be done fairly soon. And we definitely need to get these ships underway again. So this construction ship, I'm going to continue leaving that doing what it's doing, which is absolutely nothing. I feel like we've overbuilt our construction ships and we should probably scale them back slightly. I'm going to get rid of this one as well as this one. Our primary limiting factor here is not influence, but alloys. And survey speed. Hello, it's the Kerbal system. Kerbal 2 is a Gaia world. Well, I don't know about that. Eve is not much of a Gaia world, if you ask me, but okay. Fantastic. We're going to grab Isval. This is actually a strategically important system for us. And Kerbal is too, really. Getting that size 23 Gaia world? Yeah, that's fantastic. This construction ship can definitely build its mining and research stations. And Roman can head down to Pesh. We're not going to grab it yet, but those 3 alloys there are very important to us. The science ship can head up over here. We'll get some info on what's going on with the edges of that constellation. This science ship, there's literally nothing for it to do. We are going to disband that. Okay. Sad, but necessary. Now we can come out over like this direction and fill in some of these, but this science ship is working on that right now. I think instead we're going to come fill out some of these. That'll be fine. And Upstoth is complete now, right? Not quite. That offspring outlook isn't done yet, and that is important. So we should have that happen.
We have found an anomaly.
Go ahead and research said anomaly. Sounds good. This science ship definitely needs to head out of Pesh, and we are absolutely grabbing Pesh. This 3 alloys here is very important to us.
Technology conceived.
Nothing really going on our worlds for the moment. Crashed ore freighter. Okay, plus 3 minerals there. And now we have another tradition tree that we can take. I absolutely think that we should go for one that increases our naval capacity. So, ship build cost and build speed, ship upkeep and naval capacity from supremacy. I think supremacy is the way to go for, or the way to go here. So, just an adoption effect of 20 naval cap is huge. That almost doubles our naval cap. So, we'll go ahead and adopt that. Planetary FTL inhibitors has finished up. So, we now have FTL inhibitors at our stations there. And we can grab, in theory, we could grab moat harvesting traps. We do have volatile moats somewhere, I know. Oh, right down here in Sao. Yeah, we could do that. Destroyers aren't done yet. So I think, no, improved deflectors is not what I wanted. Moat harvesting traps. There we go. And then for society research, ooh, just a flat 30 naval cap. That is too good to pass up. We have to take that. Our naval cap is going to get really big really fast. So we're going to start building out this fleet. And that is going to be... Actually, can we build any more offspring corvettes? We can. So, at this point, we're going to swap out one of our corvettes from here. We'll transfer out this corvette. We'll group these together. And we'll have this be 3 offspring class corvettes. Like this. And this goes down to 17 and 3, like so. Now, that's not going to fill out our naval cap entirely. That'll take us up to 40. But that's better.
Our construction is complete.
So that fleet is now at full strength. Isval has been grabbed. Excellent. This construction ship is just chilling in Lemsa. We're going to move it back to Weezer here. Okay. And the Schmordis Starfleet here is going to need to be reinforced fairly soon. That's quite a name, the Schmordis Starfleet. Okay. This construction ship is absolutely going to grab these alloys. That is vitally important for us to get those resources online. We're going to move out over this way. I'm, for the time being, not building additional star bases because I want to continue to build up this fleet. I want to get this fleet fairly maxed out. That's going to take time, though. It's 120 alloys per corvette. Like, that's quite a bit, for sure. We'll head off over positron bombardment. Yeah, go ahead and give that a go. And we're going to need to head over here, take a look at the situation log, and research that. Cool. This survey is done, and we will head down to Fontrol via this system, whatever that is. And we can just survey something along the lines of this, filling in some of these gaps.
Our special project is complete.
Okay, plus 6 minerals. Sounds good. This science ship is going to push up this way. We can now see that this constellation is basically ours if we grab these choke points. So that would be fantastic.
We have surveyed the system.
And that's the Kerbal system under our control. I do feel like I want to build this starbase. We really need more alloy flow. And getting this system would be good. Look at all those industrial districts you can build here. Done. That investment will pay off. Not for a bit, but it will pay off. The Schmordis Starfleet we will reinforce. What else do we got going on here? This science ship definitely needs to head up this way. These are some fantastic constellations, by the way. These are really good for us. The construction ship here is not going to build anything. I can tell you that right now. We're going to push out this direction. We have an encounter here. Okay. We'll look into it, but that's fine. We're going to reach the extent of our expansion quite soon. They're inferior to us right now. I'm wondering by how much. Well, we should definitely think about getting ourselves an army going here. We'll get about 10 of those. That'll be fine. We have an encounter in the with Ada's aliens in the LR9 Singularity. Okay. We'll get our mining and research stations around Kerbal.
We have surveyed the system.
Okay. More first contacts coming in. It's a delicious, delicious galaxy. That's for sure. This is an incredibly delicious galaxy. This construction ship definitely should come down here. I don't want to spend resources on getting additional systems at the moment, though, because I really do want to get the Schmortis Starfleet maxed out. We also see a Gaia world over here, the Emerald Mausoleum. That is a world that these guys are going to defend from us. So we're not going to bother with that for now, because these guys, they are not interested in letting us settle that world. -2 insights here. That's okay. And we can see that they've upgraded this. That's okay as well. No problem there for the moment. How are our worlds doing? We need more housing, and we actually have 2 jobs that we need on our capital, so we're going to put in an industrial district there. There we go. And I still want to continue putting resources into this fleet. I want to get a 3rd fleet going as well fairly soon. Keep at it. Okay. We're just biding our time for the moment. We are absolutely going to attack soon. Continuing to reinforce that fleet. More first contacts. Exciting. There's destroyers. Okay. So at this point, with destroyers done, I would like to, design some destroyers here. Can we design offspring destroyers? We can. We have 6 out of 6 offspring corvettes. But this doesn't say anything about offspring destroyers. Our Empire can support 0 offspring destroyer-sized ships right now. Okay. We'll see what ends up happening with that. But we definitely want to rework these 2 fleets here. So we're going to drop this down to, let's see, we're going to need to split off, I think, 1 offspring corvette from each of these fleets. So let's transfer, actually, let's split the fleet. No, let's not split the fleet. Let's transfer ships, and that'll be the offspring corvette. I think that transferred it. Where did that transfer it? Oh, right here. It's just not showing up here. Interesting. Well, we're going to transfer off the other offspring corvette here. Yeah, that's just not showing up here. Very awkward indeed. We can select like this, though, and do this. It's because this is apparently merging. I don't actually want it to merge. I want these 2 to merge together. Okay, so we now have 3 fleets. And of those, we do want to add in a destroyer, a Cleganator class destroyer, and that is currently not properly set up. We should probably do that. We don't want to auto-upgrade this. We want this to be, I think, 3 coil guns and 2 blue lasers, kind of the opposite of what our corvettes are in terms of that. And I think this is completely fine. No problem there. We could put in a reactor booster to get a little bit of evasion, and that's okay. 172 alloys for those destroyers. How many of these do we want per fleet? Well, we have 30 total fleet size. Just tossing in 5 is actually pretty doable. We need destroyers here, and something like this. Yeah, that works. And then the Pompless Starfleet here will edit that fleet. Do we need to tick here? I want this to be an actual fleet. Okay. It does not appear to want to be a fleet. We'll move it out over here and see if that maybe resets it. so we can make this be a proper fleet. Because I want this to be a third fleet. That would be the point. The Zavan Labs, huh? I just realized we haven't seen a progenitor yet. I guess we're the progenitors because we have a progenitor? I don't know. So that's off over here. We don't have a science ship that close. Yeah, we'll hold off on that for the moment. These construction ships are mostly chilling because we are, of course, building ourselves a lot of... Yeah, we can't open the fleet manager here. I guess we'll try splitting this fleet and re-merging it. Yeah, that did the trick. So we can have 2 Offspring class corvettes here, and we want to bring these down like so. And put in an additional corvette. That'll work. So then we add in regular corvettes and Cleganator class destroyers. And just bring this up to 18. Wonderful. Okay, so something along those lines would be the plan. So now we can bring this fleet... Actually, I want to bring this fleet all the way over to Upstoth, because I want this fleet to attack over here. Once we have it ready to go. How many alloys do we need to make this happen? 5,000. It's a lot of alloys. There's no doubt about that. So I'm going to sell off some food here. And I'm going to sell off some minerals here. And we're going to try to buy in as many alloys as we can. So that's 1250 alloys there. That's a good start. That's a very good start. I'm going to sell off other minerals, but we're going to wait on that for the price to recover a bit. And for the moment, I just want to get the Pompless Starfleet basically ready to go. We're going to reinforce this fleet.
Our construction is complete.
There we go. We're going to move up this way. How's our tech looking? Our tech is looking okay. We're going to have moat harvesting traps here pretty soon. So that's good. And we will finish up over here quite soon as well. I mean, we're not going to grab this anytime soon, actually, now that I think about it. We really want these alloys to go elsewhere. We do need to do some work on this agri-world here. We have an unemployment, and I'm not too concerned about food for the moment. I'm going to put in an industrial district, even though it's an agri-world. That'll be okay. And over here, this absolutely needs to be industrial in nature. So we're going to put in an industrial district here as well. We get those done, and we're going to be doing a lot better in alloys. I want to continue reinforcing the Pompless Starfleet. And how are we doing on our production here? It's going okay. Reinforcements are in transit. We're full on influence, and honestly, there's not much we can do about that. There's not a lot we can do about that influence. Like, I honestly don't know what we want to spend that on. I really, really don't. We have a good amount of unity coming in. We're going to be in about 22 months when we can grab nutrient arcs. So 20% naval cap will help us get to that 90 number that we want to get to. We're going to be filling out our naval cap pretty soon here. So for the time being, that's fine. We've got these 2 Starfleets that are close to good to go. Our construction ships are just chilling, and I want this, the Pompless here, to absolutely be good to go. We're negative on food for the moment, and that is something that I should have foreseen, for sure. We're building an industrial district here. And actually, we need to cancel that and put in an agri-district. Although, this is a bad place for it. We're going to swap these around. We're going to put the agri-district here, and I shouldn't have canceled this industrial district. We could put an alloy foundry in, but we'll put in the industrial district. Yeah, that's a waste of time there, for sure. Okay, moat harvesting traps have finished, and we can grab automatic surveying, I guess. That would be okay. We're going to go grab these volatile moats here so that we can sell them. I wish there was a way to exchange, like, influence for energy credits. That would be nice right now. I never thought I'd say that, but that would be incredible. Okay, so our capital is... oh. We lost a science ship there. Interesting. Not sure where that was. But we did lose a science ship there. Our capital is still needing additional housing, I think. No, this is an unemployment. What do we want here? Absolutely an industrial district. I say as I build an agriculture district. That's the district I actually wanted. Fantastic. Okay. How much more do we need for this Starfleet here? I have to assume it's close. We've got a couple corvettes coming in there. Cool.
We have surveyed the system.
A civilization of machines, huh? Exterminators. Determined exterminators. Well, they're delicious determined exterminators, so I'm sure it'll be fine. This nest planet requires housing. And for the moment, we'll just put in an industrial district. I really do want to bring up our alloy income. $100 experiments? Okay, experience. Sounds good. What do we actually need for the Pompless Starfleet at this point? We're now maxed on our naval cap. In fact, we're over our naval cap, so we should probably stop building for the moment there. And we can go back to expanding with construction ships. So that'll be fine. We'll build over here. And we'll build over here as soon as we have a month tick, which we did. And this guy, he can head into, like, Asmore for now. That'll be okay. Actually, I changed my mind. Go all the way back over here and start filling in this stuff. That'll be okay. So at this point, we are over our naval cap, and they are considered pathetic to us. I want to declare this.
We will annihilate the others.
There we go. And we can move our transport fleet over this way as well. These two fleets are going to head in over here. We're going to need to tick a day. And then over here, the Pompless, that is going to attack Craxima when it can. We're going to have to wait for some reinforcements to come in here. For now, we're going to play defensively on this front. But I want to attack over here, and this will be just amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Construction is complete.
So in we go.
Crushing a hostile hive.
And we're basically cutting their empire in half here. Now we have to assume that their ships are all over here. Can we go into this Class K star? Yes, we can. Perfect. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And we're taking a look up over here just to see what they've got going on here. This looks good to me. I think there's no problem. The fact that we're over our naval cap is definitely costing us quite a bit in terms of energy credits right now. So that's a concern. But for the time being, I think this is okay. We're going to continue expanding, or rather surveying, up this way and over here. And that's a cutoff. Okay. We'll survey down here. Sounds good. So we're taking Grokken now. And here's the question. How powerful do we think their capital is? Also, we are going to take nutrient arcs for ship upkeep reduction and naval cap. That will solve a lot of our problems. In fact, we are now at 58 out of 61, so we can actually reinforce the Pompless again. And so we shall. The Pompless is still not affordable currently. We're building destroyers, that's fine. So we can see that they've got 1273 here. Okay. What is the actual strength of their starbase? 498. So we're going to have to try to pull them out of there. We're not going to go over here yet. We're going to let them settle this location. And we're going to go to Achenar. I want to try to bait them into leaving here. We'll see if we can convince them to. The 001 continuity, huh? Well, they look delicious, so that'll be fine. They care little. Cool. Funnily enough, we're already at 5% war score here, or 5% war exhaustion just from attrition. Leaders for the fleets, yeah, that's something that you could do, but that costs unity, and I'm actually deliberately choosing not to put leaders into most of these fleets, because I want to spend this unity on the supremacy tree instead. However, we did successfully bait them here. That's great. And we'll just grab this, and we're going to head back over here and see about eliminating this force.
We have found an anomaly.
Sure, go ahead and research that anomaly.
Our hive is under attack.
Okay, where are we under attack? Is that just over here? Yeah, I think that's just in Grokken. I'm not too concerned about that. They'll take a little bit of damage from it, but more importantly,
Our construction is
they will
complete.
die here. We're going to take damage from this battle too,
Conceived.
to be clear. That's absolutely going to happen. But we hop in here.
Our space hive is lost.
And yes, they take this, but it needs to repair. They're trying to run away. I don't think they succeed here. No, they don't. They have red lasers.
We have found an anomaly.
I believe they have red lasers. Okay. For a society research, we could definitely go for... Naval cap from soldier jobs is something that we could do. We do actually have some soldier jobs from the offspring nest, right? No, those are not soldier jobs. Okay, good to know. That is good to know. I think we'll go for society research from brain drones here. We sense prey. Okay, so they retreated there. That's fantastic. We are, of course, going to need to reinforce this fleet. And we'll choose to reinforce the Lumelius fleet. That'll be fine. Let's see. We finished up some physics research here. I definitely want to grab improved deflectors. Here's the question. Do we think, at this point, that we can take out their capital, Starbase? I think we can. Maybe. I think it's a definite maybe. If we can take out their capital Starbase, that's a huge deal. Now, we don't know if... Let's see. This one is a shipyard. Like, all of these are shipyards. Okay. Good to know. Now, one thing we definitely need to do is hit this. Sadly, we don't have anything that repairs us over time. So that's a bit of a concern. I do really want to hit their capital here. 498? Actually, yeah, absolutely. If that's only 498, we go in. Sounds good. So in we go. We now have access to 107 naval cap, by the way. That's insane. I'm going to sell off some minerals here, and I would love to buy in alloys. We're just going to buy 250, and we're going to spend those alloys on maxing out this fleet. I had hoped that that would actually max it, but it didn't quite. But we're going to attack here. And losing their capital is going to be a big blow to them, for sure. So we'll eliminate all of these guys and take out their station eventually. Yeah, that's no problem. Absolutely no problem there. These guys want tribute. You know what? We'll give them food. I don't want to deal with them. So that'll be fine. The station is eliminated. And their army is eliminated too. So what do they have on their capital? 70 in strength. What is our army strength? 305. So we're going to land armies there. We can see that their forces are up over here now. What are they doing? What are they doing? Hold on. What are they thinking? Are they coming in to attack us? That is the most foolish thing I have ever seen in my life. I don't know why they would do this. This is ridiculous.
Hostile swarm engaged.
Okay. Well then. I guess they're providing cover for that science ship to escape? I don't know. I got nothing. They should not have done that. That was very, very foolish. We're going to go attack over here. And there's very little they can do at this point.
We have found an anomaly.
Go ahead and research that anomaly. That's okay. I wouldn't mind coming up and attacking Craxima at this point. That's 933. We are 1.5k. This should be acceptable. So we're going to go up there. Okay. We're going to take another station from them here. Magnetic reversal. Okay, a bunch of physics research. That sounds good. And we'll grab all of this. We are, of course, going to eat all of them. That is how this works. And there we go. That's another station ours. For the time being, we're just going to park here, and we're going to reinforce. We don't see where their fleet retreated to, but that's fine. That is completely and totally okay. We're going to go in, take their capital. Research shipwrecks. Yes, that is something we'll do, but we need to eliminate their fleets first. That is absolutely something that we will do. We have a research ship here that we could do that with. In fact, we could come up over here. That is true. But yeah, that was the plan. Afterburners and fusion reactor. Yeah, that's okay. Cool. So once our repairs are complete here, and I want to continue to reinforce this fleet, once that's all done, which it will be basically now, we're going to head down over, I think this way. Actually, we see their fleet. We need to head back over here. They're going to probably try to save their capital here. And they're going to fail, I'm pretty sure. So that's good. Now we have taken Craxima, and we're just going to chill here. That's all we're going to do. We are just going to enter orbit here. And I believe we can get repairs here. Yes. Perfect. And we've engaged on their planet.
Our void hive is under attack.
Okay, so since we know their fleets are down here, we're going to head down this way. And we're just going to eliminate these guys. We've successfully invaded their capital, and now we're going to head up over here and invade here. On their capital, we are going to be purging them and eating them. You can see they're producing food, and that's good. We're very happy about that. The Pompless Starfleet has been fully reinforced. We can see that these guys are up here, and they are preparing to attack. We're going to replace this communications jammer with an offspring outlook. And they're going to attack us here. I don't know that this is a good call for them. In fact, I suspect it isn't. But we're going to pop this Admiral over here, just to be on the safe side. Now that means that we don't have him for this fight, but we don't need him for this fight, if I'm honest. So we're going to hop in over here, and our reinforcements come in as well. And there we go. Transfer them to home planet. It helps with stability. We could do that. Resettling, I believe, costs Unity these days, and I would prefer, once again, not to spend Unity. Yeah. So that's a lot of energy credits in Unity that we can't really do right now. For now, we're just going to purge them, but that might be an option later on. The Great Spacegrass Mandate just guaranteed these guys. That's kind of funny. I don't think they can join the war ex post facto, though. No, they can't. So that's okay. How is this fight going? Oh, we're doing absolutely fine here. Yep, this is looking good. They entered into a research agreement. Hilarious. Okay. So we're going to go back and repair over here. That'll be fine. And we are invading here. We definitely need to hit Tropalium. And so we shall. Commercial Pact as well. They really don't want us to do this, but they're a little late, if I'm honest. So we're going to go over here. However, I did just notice that we are past break time here. So I'm going to take a quick break here, I think, and we will be back in a few minutes with a continuation of this. I'm having a lot of fun with this start. This is really nice. So I will be back in a few minutes here, and we will resume this.